Have you ever noticed that your fingernails seem to need trimming all the time, while your toenails feel like they barely change? You cut your fingernails, and just a week later, they're already catching on fabric or tapping against your phone screen. But toenails? Sometimes it feels like you could forget about them for a month and barely see a difference. This isn't just your imagination. Fingernails really do grow faster than toenails. And today, we're going to break down why that happens, right here on History of Simple Things. At first glance, fingernails and toenails seem almost identical. They're made of the same material, they grow from similar structures, and they serve similar protective purposes. So it feels logical to assume they'd grow at the same rate. But when scientists actually measured nail growth, they found a clear difference. On average, fingernails grow about 3 times faster than toenails. That raises an interesting question. What makes fingers so special? To understand this, we need to talk about what nails actually are. Nails are made of a protein called keratin, the same protein found in your hair and the outer layer of your skin. Keratin is strong, flexible, and designed to protect delicate tissues underneath. Your nails grow from an area called the nail matrix, located just beneath the cuticle. This is where new nail cells are produced. As these cells form, they push older cells forward, hardening as they go. That slow push is what we see as nail growth. Now here's the key point. Nail growth depends heavily on how active the cells in the nail matrix are. And that activity is influenced by things like blood flow, oxygen, nutrients, and how often the area is stimulated. Fingernails happen to get more of all of these compared to toenails. One of the biggest reasons fingernails grow faster is blood circulation. Your hands generally receive more consistent and stronger blood flow than your feet. This is partly because your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood to your hands as it does to your toes. Feet are farther away, and gravity doesn't help much when you're standing or sitting. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reach the nail matrix, giving fingernails the resources they need to grow faster. Another factor is how much you use your hands. Think about everything your fingers do in a single day: typing, gripping, tapping, holding, scrolling, cooking, writing, and gesturing while you talk. Your fingers are constantly moving and experiencing minor stress and stimulation. This repeated use increases blood circulation in the hands even more, which can stimulate nail growth. Toenails, on the other hand, live a much quieter life inside socks and shoes. This leads us to another interesting point: microtrauma. That might sound alarming, but it's actually harmless. Microtrauma refers to tiny, everyday impacts or pressures that don't cause injury. When you tap your fingers, press keys, or pick something up, you're creating small signals that tell your body, this area is active. In response, the body sends more resources there. Over time, this encourages faster nail growth. Toenails experience far less of this kind of stimulation. Temperature also plays a role. Your hands are usually warmer than your feet, especially if you're sitting or working indoors. Warmer temperatures increase metabolic activity in cells, including the cells that produce nails. Feet tend to be cooler, particularly in air-conditioned spaces or colder climates. Slower metabolism in cooler areas leads to slower growth. This is why nail growth can slow down during colder months and speed up during warmer seasons. Dominant hands grow nails faster too. Studies have shown that the fingernails on your dominant hand, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, often grow slightly faster than those on your non-dominant hand. Again, this comes back to usage and stimulation. The more you use a finger, the more active its nail matrix tends to be. This also explains why fingernails grow faster than toenails overall. Age is another factor worth mentioning. Nail growth is fastest in children and young adults. As people age, nail growth gradually slows down. However, the difference between fingernails and toenails remains. Even in older adults, fingernails still outpace toenails. This suggests that the growth difference isn't just about youth. It's built into how our bodies prioritize different parts. Interestingly, toenails are thicker than fingernails. This thickness offers extra protection since toes are more likely to experience pressure, impact, and friction from walking and wearing shoes. But thicker nails take longer to grow. It's similar to how thicker hair strands often grow more slowly than finer ones. So while toenails are tougher, that toughness comes at the cost of speed. Health also affects nail growth, but again, fingernails usually show changes first. If someone is sick, malnourished, or under extreme stress, fingernail growth tends to slow down noticeably. Toenails may change too, but more gradually. That's why doctors sometimes examine fingernails for signs of health issues. They're more responsive and quicker to reflect what's happening inside the body. Hormones can influence nail growth as well. During pregnancy, for example, many people notice faster fingernail growth. Hormonal changes increase blood flow and cell activity throughout the body. Yet even during these times, fingernails still grow faster than toenails. The pattern stays consistent. So how fast are we really talking about? On average, fingernails grow about 3 millimeters per month, while toenails grow only about 1 millimeter per month. That means it can take roughly 6 months for a fingernail to completely grow from base to tip, while a toenail, especially the big toe, can take 12 to 18 months to fully replace itself. That's a surprisingly long time for something we rarely think about. So the next time you're trimming your fingernails for the third time this month while your toenail clippers gather dust, you'll know why. It's not laziness. It's biology quietly doing its job, favoring function, efficiency, and survival in ways we rarely stop to notice. And that's one of the most fascinating things about the human body. Even the smallest details, like how fast a nail grows, have a story behind them. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.